Bill Cody, born William Joseph Cody Jr., was a Hollywood B-Western actor of the 1920s, 1930s and into the 1940s, and father to Bill Cody, Jr. Cody, often called the real Bill Cody, began his acting career in the early days of film, and just happened to have the same name as Buffalo Bill Cody, although being of no relation. The name was, initially, what drew producers to Cody. However, he soon proved to be a charismatic performer in his own right. Born in St. Paul, Minnesota, the son of William F. Cody and Lillian Isabel Johnson, Cody was said to have attended St. Thomas Military Academy, and later St. John's University. Immediately out of college, he joined the Metropolitan Stock Company, touring the U.S. and Canada. This eventually led him to Hollywood. In 1922, he began working as a stuntman. Acting career in silent films. Jesse Goldberg, liking Cody, signed him to an 8-series film deal for the 1924-1925 season. Goldberg's company, Independent Pictures, although known for being made for as little money as possible, had gained a good reputation for having good casting and locations for their films. The first of the series starring Cody was Dangerous Days, directed by J.P. McGowan. That was followed by The Fighting Sheriff, with the rest of the series out over the next 6 months. Following the Independent Pictures series, Cody starred in 2 films for Associated Exhibitors, The Galloping Cowboy and King of the Saddle, both released in 1926. That same year he starred in Arizona Whirlwind, released through Pathé. In 1927 he starred in Born to Battle, which gave him an opportunity to exhibit his horse riding skills and to use a bullwhip on screen, and 2 more Bill Cody productions boasting stories supposedly concocted by Cody himself. Gold from Weeper and Laddie, Be Good, agile and pleasant in appearance. Cody ended his silent film career by starring in a group of action pictures released by Universal which temporarily removed him from the Western milieu. The Price of Fear, Wolves of the City, The Tip-Off, Slim Fingers and Eyes of the Underworld. His first talking feature was Under Texas Skies, starring Bob Custer, in 1930. However, Cody's pace never lessened, and he was in demand immediately following his first talkie. Despite his well-known difficulty with the memorization of dialogue, Monogram Pictures signed Cody to an 8-film Western series, co-starring with child actor Andy Shuford, which was called The Bill and Andy Series. The first Monogram Cody film to be released was Duggan of the Badlands, directed by Robert Bradbury. Harry Fraser replaced Bradbury as director of The Montana Kid, Oklahoma Jim Mason of The Mounted, The Atmospheric Ghost City, Land of Wanted Men, Law of the North and Texas Pioneers. The films were well received, but Monogram opted not to continue the series. Cody did not film anything in 1933, instead working for a traveling Wild West show as its star attraction. He returned in 1934, starring in Border Menace, an extremely low-budgeted film released by I-1 Pictures, which received terrible reviews. I-1 followed that with Border Guns and Western Racketeers, which did somewhat better. Cody then worked for a time in the Downey Brothers Circus, replacing Jack Hoxsey as the star attraction. Ray Kirkwood Productions. Late in 1934, producer Ray Kirkwood signed Cody to a contract to make a series of cowboy thrillers for release through Spectrum Pictures. Kirkwood, a native of Pennsylvania who had once been a production manager for Thomas Ince and later a film distributor in South America, turned producer with the release of Frontier Days, a lively and entertaining feature, which opened to exceptionally good reviews. Cody and his Pinto, Chico, were joined by leading lady Ada Ince, silent film veterans Franklin Farnham and William Desmond, one-time leading man Wheeler Oakman, and Cody's 9-year-old son, billed simply as Billy, Jr., as the first father and son team starring together in B-westerns. Both Cody, Sr., and Billy showed considerable promise in the first film of the series. It was followed by Six Gun Justice, The Cyclone Ranger, The Texas Rambler, and The Vanishing Riders. The Codys went on tour with the Wild West Show and Circus. When they returned to Hollywood, Kirkwood, experiencing a financial squeeze, replaced writer Drake with his own wife, Zara Tazel, who wrote the remaining screenplays for the series. Director J.P. McCarthy succeeded in getting from Cody one of his best performances in The Lawless Border, featuring Molly O'Day as leading lady. Blazing Justice and Outlaws of the Range concluded the Spectrum series on a pleasant but less ambitious note. Cody was the star attraction with the Downey Brothers Circus when it opened its 1935 season in Macon, Georgia, on April 17, to a capacity house. With all equipment resplendent in new red paint, the show opened with the Cavalcade of Splendor. Bill Cody was then introduced by Harry Mack, Downey's press agent. Cody was replacing Jack Hoxie, who had headlined the 1933-34 seasons. In May 1935, Billboard reported that Cody and the New Seal Act were going over big. In August, 2 of Cody's sons joined him from their school vacations, and one report said that Cody was at work on a circus film, which was to be one of 8 he would make for Spectrum Pictures. The September 28, 1935 Billboard reported that Cody closed several weeks ago, but does not give a date or reason for his leaving. Prior to joining Downey, Cody was a feature on the Miller Brothers' 101 Ranch Show in 1929 and the Bostock Wild Animal Circus in 1934, the year he starred in The Border Menace, called by some the worst B-Western ever made, The Reckless Buckaroo. Ray Kirkwood's widow recalled in later years that Kirkwood was very fond of Cody. He planned another series of 8 features, co-starring Cody, Sr., and Cody, Jr., for the 1936-37 season, and this was announced in the trade papers. With finances strained, the first film, scripted by Zara Tazel and entitled The Reckless Buckaroo, went into production. During production, Kirkwood's backer, Monarch Laboratories, removed him as producer and ordered him to leave the set, placing director Harry Fraser in charge. By the 1st of March, 1936, Fraser had finished the picture, but Kirkwood was unable to secure financing for any additional films in the proposed series. The Cody series concluded abruptly, and Kirkwood left Hollywood. Released in 1937 by Crescent Pictures, this proved to be Cody's final starring role. Later years, Cody's career slowed for a time, and his roles became less, but he still had success throughout his lifetime. Oliver Drake wrote the part of Sheriff Warren for him in the RKO film The Fighting Gringo, starring George O'Brien in 1939. And that same year he played a small role in what has been called John Wayne's breakout role, Stagecoach, directed by the legendary John Ford. He is said to have had bit roles in 2 cliffhangers, G-Men vs. the Black Dragon and The Masked Marvel, both in 1943, and in Joan of Arc, released in 1948. Cody died at age 57 in 1948, at St. Joseph's Hospital in Santa Monica, California. A funeral mass was celebrated at Blessed Sacrament Church in Hollywood, and Cody was survived by his wife, Victoria Regina, and his sons, Bill, Jr., and Henry.